What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. We're here to talk about justice today, and I'm here with two mothers. This is Miss Tanya Dickinson, mother of Brandon Tate Brown. I'm here with Miss Ikea Coney, mother of Darren Manning. Two mothers who had to deal with justice here in the city of Philadelphia. Two mothers who had to deal with the realities of having their sons dealt with by the police in the city of Philadelphia. This is not Ferguson. This is not Selma. This is Philadelphia. But the most important part about today is tomorrow. The most important part about today is tomorrow. Right now, today, all we have right now, the key is in the ignition. But we ain't going nowhere. We got to go somewhere. We got to move the movement forward. And so what I want to do is allow these parents to speak, Ms. Tanya Brown to speak, and talk to us about why it's important to fight for justice, to understand justice, and how I got to move forward as a city. Is that right? Is that right?
Good evening. I am extremely grateful to be a part of history this early evening. I'm extremely grateful to be a part of an imitation of Martin Luther King's walk. Brandon Tate Brown, my oldest son, 26 years old, was gunned down December 15, 2014. I have no clues to why. I have no proof of what happened, even though there's footage and it was in the business area. I'm not gonna harp on that right now, because I'm not here for that. What I would like to say is, we, us, the people, we the people, FOP and the civilians and citizens of America, we need to learn how to love ourselves and one another and fight for each other instead of each other. We need to care and learn about our ancestors and what they did for us, and why we can vote today, why we can protest. It is in our propensity to survive oppression, suppression, depression, but not regression, no more. We need to know our rights as citizens, and just maybe, my son Brandon would be here today. He would have been better equipped to defend himself verbally. We want new laws that includes police officers not being above the law and held accountable for all their actions and reactions. Philadelphia, we must not waver. We have to stand in masses. Please, God bless you.
And stop and frisk. 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 And stop and frisk.
I'm Ikea, Darren Manning's mother. Mayor Nutter said, do you know where your children are? My children was always in school or playing AAU basketball league to keep them off the streets. I don't have street children. They're not street smart. So here it is. I send my son to school to get an education, and afterwards to go to have a recreational time to where as though he won't be on the streets, and my son is stopped and frisked. For what? For on his way to a basketball game? He's in uniform. He has his basketball clothes in his book bag. He's pleading with the cops. Okay, my son had to call out to other students to give them my phone number to call me, because the cops would not let me know that my son had just turned 16 7 days prior to this incident on a cold day was being beat down by the police officers of Philadelphia. Now, if I take and I go to see what's going on with my child, and you tell me you can't give me no answers, he's a juvenile. But you can tell me he has a felony. How he get a felony by walking down the street. So if you say he ran down the street, my son complied with your laws, and you still did what you wanted to do. So how can we trust you? You leave us no other alternatives. But what we can do, those that are sitting at home, get up and get out in the streets and fight with us. If we all stand together, they cannot beat us. We cannot walk around. I buy my children name brand sneakers, yes, because they deserve it when they get straight A's. But we have to make sure that we teach our children, don't walk around with your pants down. That don't have nothing to do with the way they're looking at us. It's disrespecting yourself. You can't get a job like that. And if we don't come together and fight, we ain't gonna get as far as Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, and Rosa Parks, them brung us this far.